The Great Lakes are made up of five large freshwater bodies located in North America. These lakes are Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, and Lake Superior. These lakes are part of the largest limestone quarry in the world. The limestone was formed over the course of millions of years. It started back in prehistoric times when a shallow sea called the Silurian Sea was covering this region that is now the Great Lakes. The Silurian Sea existed 443 million years ago. During the Silurian period, which was the third period in the Paleozoic era, the continental land masses were low and the high sea levels allowed for tropical rich shallow sea ecosystems. Many reefs were built during this time, which are now the fossils that are found in the limestone around the Great Lakes today. Over the course of this 20 million year period, the continental land was slowly rising, and eventually, during the Devonian period, the shallow sea became freshwater lakes. The coral and shells that were built in the sediment form the limestone that we see in Lake Michigan today. Milwaukee, which is located on the shores of Lake Michigan, has both sandy beaches and steep bluffs where you can find limestone and fossils. Some of the commonly found fossils around Milwaukee include bivalves, mollusks, and corals. Discovery World's Great Lakes Future Area features a model of the Great Lakes where you can see the bathymetry or the depth of all five of the lakes. Lake Superior is the highest elevation of all the lakes, and it is also the deepest. Its deepest point is 1,335 feet. Lake Michigan's average depth is 279 feet, and its steepest point is 925 feet.
Our Lake Michigan tank features what you would see at the bottom of the real Lake Michigan. This includes the animals, limestone rock, and fallen tree trunks. We fill our freshwater tanks like our Lake Michigan tank with treated city water. The process for filling our saltwater tanks is a little more complicated, though. Many aquariums that are located on the coast can actually use ocean water to fill their tanks. However, because here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we are very far from the ocean, we have to make our own saltwater. We order our ocean salt in large pallets and then dissolve it into our city water. Each box of salt weighs 43 pounds when it's full. One box is enough salt to make 150 gallons of ocean water, which would completely fill 3 bathtubs. It takes 430 boxes of salt to make enough salt water to fill our 65,000-gallon Caribbean tank. Although the ocean salt we use is white and made of small crystals, just like the table salt you put on your food, it is actually very different. There are many other trace elements and minerals in there, such as potassium and calcium. In order to check the salinity or saltiness of the water in our tanks, we use something called a refractometer. This tool tells us the salinity in parts per thousand. That means that if the water is 32 parts per thousand, that for every 1,000 cups of fresh water, there are 32 cups of salt in it. Today, the Great Lakes hold 20% of the Earth's available surface freshwater. Therefore, if you live near the Great Lakes, you have 20% of the Earth's available surface freshwater right in your own backyard. That's a huge responsibility. Our freshwater is an incredibly valuable resource for us, both now and in the future, so it is important that we take care of it. We should follow the fishing regulations and make sure that we don't pollute it with our trash. The Great Lakes are also home to a lot of wonderful and fascinating creatures. When you're here at Discovery World, you're able to see and learn about some of those creatures, such as lake sturgeon, northern pike, largemouth bass, freshwater drums, and many others.